Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and even more specifically than that, you're here at the Franklin Institute. Now, this is a classic and much revered museum here in the city of Philadelphia. This museum dates back to 1824, and I am very excited today because I've actually never been to the Franklin Institute. I love checking out different museums in different cities, and just for whatever reason, never made it out here to the Franklin Institute. In addition, actually are having a exhibit, the Disney 100 exhibit. So a exhibit put on by Disney, celebrating 100 years of Disney. They started this earlier this year. I've been meaning to get out here, but trying to find time to run out to Philadelphia and visit the Disney 100 exhibit. It only lasts, I think, until next month. So I wanted to definitely get in here and check this out while it was still in Philadelphia. So please, follow me. Up the many stairs here in front of the Franklin Institute. They really love giant staircases here in Philadelphia. Oh, and look at this. Here at the Franklin Institute, we are greeted by who else? Mr. Franklin himself, Mr. Ben Franklin here in this massive rotunda here. We have a massive statue of Ben Franklin. All right, so our time ticket for the Disney exhibit is in just a little bit, so we'll wander the rest of the museum in the meantime. In the meantime, let's check out the giant heart. And oh my goodness, this is indeed a giant heart. Where do we, apparently we can enter the heart. I guess this is exit only. You don't want to go through a heart the wrong way. That could be bad for your heart. So let's find the entrance to the heart. Okay, so we enter over here for our cardiac adventure. Alright, you hear the heart beating louder and louder as we enter the caverns of the heart. Let's enter and follow the path of blood through the heart. Okay, this is the right atrium right here. The electrical system, the atrioventricular node. Here, moving into the right ventricle here. Okay, going up, stairway here, the pulmonary valve. Oh, look at that. There's the aorta. Okay, we're leaving the heart now, going inside the lungs. It's down into the lungs here.
Excuse me. Who is this? Excuse me.
Alright, what is? Okay, leaving the lungs. That was good. Okay, re-entering the heart, so through the lungs, back into the heart here. Down here. It's the left atrium, the left ventricle. There's a lot of children screaming inside of the heart here. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. All the screaming seems so unnecessary.
Thank you.
something in here? Oh my gosh, let's get out of this screaming loud heart here. Okay, we're now leaving the heart that says, thank goodness, because this was getting far too intense. I hope there's no screams inside my heart. Looks like you can crawl through these arteries here. It's a big wide open passage over here. Unfortunately, this one over here is just about, yeah, that one's like just about completely clogged there. This one's about halfway clogged right there. Actually see a heart tornado here. See all the different animal hearts there, the lion heart, the cow heart, there's a polar bear heart down there. Oh, you can see the tiny hearts at the bottom, the little bitty canary heart, the tiny mouse heart, little hamster heart, a little squirrel heart there. It's a rabbit heart, that belongs to a spider monkey. Oh, look at that. I can't believe how small little cat hearts are. And that one at the top there, that's an elephant heart. And then the one at the very, very top, that is the heart of a beaked whale. So that is a whale heart at the very top. Okay. Over here they're doing a demonstration. This is, she said this is a mystery dissection is about to occur over here.
Going to dissect an eyeball.
An eyeball.
We are dissecting an eyeball.
Oh, that's horrifying.
We are not dissecting a human eyeball. We are dissecting a cow's eyeball.
Ooh,
now this is because cow eyeballs look nearly identical to human eyeballs. Inside my cow eyeball bucket.
Cow eyeball bucket.
I will warn you, it's a little bit nasty. But I'll put it right here so everyone can see it on the screen. Ready? Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Eyeball soup. And yes, this is my pasta scoop.
A pasta scoop.
Alright, let's dig around. Let's find a nice, juicy eyeball to dissect.
Juicy one.
I'm kind of liking the looks of this one. What do we think? Yummy? Looks delicious? Alright,
oh.
I think let's do this one. Let's do this one. And we've got all this yellow stuff and white stuff. Does anyone know what this might be? The cornea. So the cornea protects our eyeballs.
Okay, I think that's enough. Down here we have a set of plastinated lungs, and that means these are real lungs that were turned to plastic. And you can see the blackness there. This is a smoker's lungs. Now this scale here tells you how much blood is in your body. It says how much you weigh is directly proportional to how much blood you have in your body. As we stand here and hit the button there. Oh, there's the blood fountain. Let's see, how much blood do you think I have in my body? It's filling up quick there. 10 cups of blood. Oh, look at that blood pouring there. Let's see how much blood a vampire would get from me if they completely drained my entire body. We're up to 25 cups, headed up to 30 cups of blood in my body. That's a lot of blood right there, I feel. Oh, thinking, go down. We've seen the giant heart. We move all the way across the main lobby, and now we head into the brain section. Wonder if they have a giant brain as well. All right, into the brain section here. Now, I don't see a giant brain, but I do see a real human brain there, hanging there with a bit of the spinal cord dangling there. Here's some artistic interpretations of the brain by different artists. This brain here is portrayed as a bunch of little compartments that talk about compartmentalizing thoughts. I guess the thoughts are all little tiny babies crawling around inside your brain. Oh, look at this brain right here. It's like a mass of light cords. It looks like, I remember I had a basket in my house. It was full of all the different cords we needed for all the electronics, and it pretty much looked like this. This brain here portrayed as like a gelatinous cube full of planets, shells, animals, and an Olmec head right at the center. This brain here with all these flashing lights and colors says, what is this brain doing? Rotate to find out. So let's see, see all the lights there. What do you think this brain is doing? It is doing nothing special. Just being a brain. We have a brain scanning machine here. This individual, we move the brain scanner up and down his brain compartment, and you can see, so you move through his brain, different parts of the brain. The other guy, you can see his bottom jaw right there. So we scan the old noodle. You see Phineas Gage up there, of course, famous for having a metal spike shot clean through his brain and being relatively okay considering. I guess you could send a signal through this brain here. It says touch part of the brain and see how the signal spread. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So we're headed into this brain-like area here. It's called the neural climb. The neural climb. Okay. You can see people climbing up. Oh, what's happening? So the impulses and electricity going through the neural climb here. My goodness. Here we fire a model neutron, spin this here. Okay, see it lighting up there as we spin the disc, and then there we go. Little explosion at the end. It says which brain pathways are active as you walk past the piano. See a piano dangling above us. I guess we gotta walk underneath the piano. It says look up. So what part of our brain is activated? The part of our brain that is afraid that a piano will fall on our heads. Into this little street here at the barber shop. Talks about optical illusions. Of course, the classical barber pole is an optical illusion. Here at the Adrenaline Rush bicycle shop, we can watch the spinning of the wheels, hypnotizing us as we stare into the window. Serotonini's pizza here. This is how you can tell the orange pepperoni look. Which of the orange pepperonis look bigger? So you see the two. This one looks bigger because it's surrounded by the smaller blue pepperonis. This one looks smaller because it's surrounded by the giant pepperoni. But look at this. They're the exact same size. Mind blown. So this is an interesting optical illusion here. We see the woman's face there, then we see with her eyes and mouth turned upside down, but it says when we turn this picture upside down, that it suddenly appears normal to us because the mouth and eyes are right side up, so our brain puts it together as normal. I mean, definitely, look at that. That looks like a normal woman, but you turn her right side up and she looks like she has some issues. It's the peptide laundromat here. You can stare into these brain melting illusions here. The news box over here says, can you read this? You can often read scrambled words if the first and last letter are in the right place. Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that. It's all, it looks like jumble, but you can actually, if you try to read it, you can read it just fine. This is because your brain looks at words as a whole and can receive words based on the meaning of the sentence. Stepping into these cerebellums in here, you can see kind of a mystery house type arrangement in here. Everything seems slanted. It says we can lay on the bed, and I guess you have to have 2 people with you, but it says the room is tilted 45 degrees. When you lie down, your brain expects the room is straight. This creates the illusion that your friends are standing at impossible angles. Fortunately, I can't complete this because I have no friends. They have an exhibit called Franklin Fright in October. I don't know, do they turn the whole museum into a haunt? That's probably not what they do, but man, wouldn't that be fun to turn a museum into a haunt? Next up, heading into the electricity section. Oh, look at that electricity pulsating there on the wall. Oh, look at this. The key, it's Ben Franklin's key that he used to discover electricity. Oh, jeez! It freaking shocked me! Oh! Oh, it shocked you! What kind of cruel prank is this? Oh, jeez, it actually hurts a lot. Oh, why? Here's some of the mechanisms Ben Franklin used in his experiments with electricity. These are the Franklin bells. It says here that Philadelphia was one of the first cities where lightning rods became a popular thing to buy for your house. Let's see the different antique lightning rods here with the horse on it. These different lightning rods here have different decorative objects that made them quite fancy, so people would like to have the fanciest lightning rod in their neighborhood. All right, and it is time to check out the Disney exhibit, the Disney 100 exhibition, a celebration of the 100 years of the Disney Company. Enter in here. Oh, look at all the pixie dust on the walls here. Got Mickey there.
Steady! You ready? And let the show begin! Here's my pal Walt to tell you how the magic is made.
Walt.
There's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into reality. When we consider a new project, we really study it. Opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths.
As we enter the exhibit here, you see it's a megaphone from Laugh-O-Gram Studios. That was Walt's original animation studio. It says that this megaphone actually used by Walt Disney, so he has shouted in there. Different stages of Walt Disney's career. Started with the Alice comedies that used a little girl kind of as the main character. Yeah, they used like a live action little girl, and then everything else around her was animated. And of course, the precursor to Mickey Mouse himself, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Here's a zoetrope from Walt Disney Studios where you'd spin it and be able to view the animation on the inside. I guess this is too old to be spinning, but you can see the little figures there on the inside. Where some of the early films from the Walt Disney Company. And look at this. This is Pinocchio from the 1940s movie. Now, of course, the movie was animated, but this is an actual puppet made for that movie that they could use as reference for how Puppet Pinocchio would move That is so amazing. Being able to actually lay eyes on the actual Pinocchio. Love that movie. By the way, Pinocchio, one of my favorite of the classic Disney movies. An absolute, just insane movie, and beautiful at the same time. Not only do they have the Pinocchio puppet, they have the Pinocchio outfit here. Of course, it doesn't fit the puppet. This would actually, an actor would wear this while they used that for reference for animation. They did that a lot in the early animated days of Walt Disney, where they would actually have people dress up in full costume in front of the animators for them to be able to animate the scene. So someone would have dressed as Pinocchio and been a basis for the animations. Here's the prop storybook from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. If you remember, at the beginning of some of the early Disney movies, the ones based on fairy tales, they would actually show a physical book opening at the beginning. So this would have been the book shown at the very beginning of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs being opened. And here's the book from the beginning of Sleeping Beauty. See how bejeweled that book was. Of course, they would open that up at the beginning to begin the story of Sleeping Beauty. We have the Sleeping Beauty book here projected on the walls. Looks like if we turn the page, here, actually we'll turn the page on the wall as well. Of course, it is the summer of carousels here on the Carpetbagger channel. And here is one of the carousel horses from Mary Poppins. Of course, they'd be riding these horses. They would come off the carousel and they go riding on the carousel horses outside of the carousel. Now that is pretty amazing. Wow. Here we have a snow globe from Mary Poppins. You see the birds flying around. Of course, if you get tired as you go through the museum, you can just lay down and take a nap over here with Dopey. It's like Dopey's taking a little slumber there. In the middle here, in the center of the room, some of the books that inspired Disney. See Peter Pan, there's Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid. Yeah, almost virtually all of the early Disney works made from public domain works. Very interesting. Winnie the Pooh. So this was the Winnie the Pooh used in the 2018 Christopher Robin movie. Look at Pooh Bear there. I wish they had the Pooh puppet from the Disney Channel Pooh Corner. That'd be pretty amazing. These are all maquettes here. These are when they would make a little clay model to base the animations on, kind of a concept model. There is Elliot from Pete's Dragon. Oh, I need to go back and watch that movie. It has been so long since I've seen Pete's Dragon. And there's Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit. I was just talking with Jen about how that was the most, she asked me like what the most horrifying like childhood memory from a movie was. That was Judge Doom when he got ran over by the steamroller and the swords came out of his eyes, and then he started talking in a high-pitched voice. Still one of the scariest things I've ever seen. Bernard from The Rescuers. Anyone else remember The Rescuers? I actually loved The Rescuers when I was a kid. Little mice that went out to save people. There's Gaston. There's Jiminy Cricket. You can see they actually changed his model a little bit there. Looks a little different. So go down here. Oh, look at that. That's Frankenweenie from the 2012 animated movie by Tim Burton. Of course, Tim Burton made a live-action Frankenweenie movie that almost ruined his career. Disney did not approve of his live-action Frankenweenie movie and almost sidelined his entire career, but then actually went back and remade an animated version of Frankenweenie for Disney. It's funny, it like went full circle. This whole section here on Cruella de Vil, some original pencil sketches from 101 Dalmatians. Oh my gosh, look at that, how terrifying she is in here. Move over to Glenn Close portraying her in the 90s, and then the dress from the modern Cruella movie, the origin story. Here's a puppet of Olaf. This was used in the Frozen Broadway musical. Here's an Ariel costume. It says this was used in 2019 for a live TV performance. I do not remember that. Does anyone remember a live TV performance of The Little Mermaid? And here we head into the adventure section. Here is a costume from the Jungle Cruise movie. Of course, that movie was starring The Rock. I don't know if it really captured the true spirit of the great ride, Jungle Cruise, but I don't remember it being particularly offensive. But this is amazing. This is a model of one of the ride vehicles from the Jungle Cruise ride, the Congo Queen there. Oh, that's so cool. Big fan, one of my favorite rides at Disney, the Jungle Cruise. So apparently you have this treasure chest here. You have to solve a puzzle in order to see what artifact is in there. It says line up 3 of the same symbol. So let's see, we can try to get that lined up there. Let me see here. Oh, that's not right at the bottom. Where are we going? There we go. That is a inscribed wood plank from National Treasure Book of Secrets. Okay, now we gotta solve another puzzle here. Oh, I guess we gotta get the bead through the map here. Got a knob that we can control. We can control that. I guess knob on the other side here. Okay, so we gotta line that up and see if we can. Oh, this is harder to look. There we go. Get it to go through the maze. And there we go. Oh, awesome. It's Jack Sparrow's compass from Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course, his compass doesn't point north. It points towards the thing that your heart wants the most. There's Barbossa's costume from Pirates of the Caribbean. Huge fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. For a while, they were kind of like my comfort films. I would watch all 3 in a row on, you know, just trying to cheer myself up, having a down day. I just stay in bed and watch Pirates of the Caribbean, all 3 of them in a row. Don't have much time to do that these days, but still like going back every once in a while and watching the movies. This is really cool here. This is from Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Of course, Blackbeard in that movie would capture ships. Instead of destroying them, he would actually shrink them down and would put them inside bottles. He would collect actual ships, shrink them down, put them in bottles like the classic ship in a bottle, and would have all the ships. So this is like a ship that he would have captured. I'm not sure what ship that particular ship is from the movie, but he had like a whole sack of these in the movie. Oh my goodness. This is so cool to be able to see. This is a Nautilus model from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the original movie, which I do want to go back and watch. I've seen bits and pieces of the movie a long time ago, but I was a huge fan when I first ever went to Disney World, my first time at Disney parks. This was my favorite ride, the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. And then the next time I returned to Disney when I was an adult, the ride was gone. It was wiped off the face of the earth, so always very nostalgic for the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and the Nautilus. And just to think, this was used in the actual film as a model. We have a porthole here showing some scenes of fish from Disney movies. Got a lever right there. Closes that and then opens up on another fish scene. What movie is this? I don't remember what movie that is. Not familiar. Oh yeah, that's Sword in the Stone, where King Arthur is turned into a fish, him and Merlin. Okay, let's see if we got any other. Close it up. And we have, okay, what's this? So it's underwater. I'm not seeing any sea life here. Okay, moving on. Let's see what the next scene is here. And we have, oh, who's that? Some sort of CGI mermaid. Must be from one of the newer films that I'm not familiar with. Give it another spin. And oh, look at this. The giant octopus. It's be from like an old like Disney, oh no, this is actually from the ride, from the original 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. That's the sea serpent. Amazing. Have the Star Wars section over here. Got some props. Here are Han Solo's dice from The Last Jedi. It says this was used by Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill. The golden dice that Han Solo carried around. Here is a Porg puppet. Oh, that is really cool. Look at the little cute little guy there. And moving on from the Porg, got BB-8. This is the actual screen-used BB-8. I think they actually did make him so he could move around and roll like he did. But yeah, that's so cool being able to look at him up close. Wow, BB-8. There's the ancient Jedi text that Luke was guarding. And then here is the lightsaber. This was from the Rise of Skywalker. This would have been the Skywalker lightsaber. So I guess it was Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber that got passed down, and it said this was used by Rey. So the lightsaber that she inherited. I wonder if they used to make the old lightsabers out of old flash bulbs from Kodak cameras. I wonder if that's how they made them for that movie. Over here we have the Marvel section with the authentic screen used Captain America shield from Civil War, and then different helmets from different Marvel characters. The Loki helmet there. So the Wasp. Oh, I love the original Iron Man. I love his first Iron Man suit he made. I think is the best one. The old rusty Iron Man suit. And then Star-Lord. This is Ajax from the Eternals. Not familiar with who that is. And then Thor's helmet there at the end. Then the Black Panther suit from the movie Black Panther. This is Giselle's dress from Enchanted. Never seen it. Never seen the movie Enchanted. This guitar was used on the Mickey Mouse Club show. It says Mouse Guitar. It is the Mouse Guitar. This back here is something remarkable. This is a whistle, but this is the whistle used to make the sound effects for Steamboat Willie. So he's a musical instrument used in the creation of the very first Mickey Mouse cartoon. Wow. Of course, they had to be very creative with making sound effects back in the day. This is from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Somehow they used this jar to manipulate and make the sounds of the pickaxes in the diamond mine. So yeah, wow. I can hear them in my head right now. Oh, that's crazy. So this is the chimes used to represent Tinkerbell in the original Peter Pan. So when she made her fairy noises, they would jingle these chimes. So these are some classic noises from the Disney movies over here. Costume from the Lion King Broadway show. Alright, I guess the exhibit continues this way. Talks here about some of the nature documentaries produced by Disney. We have Walt Disney's pants that he wore on his trip to South America. Camera that he used to film there. And then a scrapbook that was given to Walt Disney. This is interesting. This is a pair of automaton birds in a bird cage that sat in Walt Disney's office. It says that Walt Disney was inspired. He went to Paris and saw different wind-ups and automatons and got him thinking about the creation of audio animatronics for his theme park. Some early experiments with the audio animatronics. This is the Project Little Man figure. So you see the man up there, controlled by the gears and wires and clockwork underneath. And this is so amazing. So cool to see this. This is the original animatronic head of Abraham Lincoln from the New York World's Fair in the 1960s, where Walt would exhibit great moments with Mr. Lincoln. Of course, you go to Disneyland, you can still see this show, but this is the original animatronic Lincoln head. This kind of helped spur the entire movement of animatronics at the Disney parks. There's an audio animatronic hand from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Let's see all the different fingers there. You can actually have a knob here where we can, oh yeah, look at that. We can control the pinky finger there, this knob. See, this other knob does here, okay. We can control the pinky finger and the thumb. They don't let us control all the fingers, but I think I know why, you know. People might think it's hilarious to make the hand, you know, flip the bird or do other gestures. Here is an animatronic head from the Hall of Presidents. Of course, the Mr. Lincoln was kind of the precursor to the Hall of Presidents. I'm not sure which president this is, but can you imagine if this is what the president of the United States looked like if this was our president here? But seriously, look at the intricacy there, all the different moving parts to create a realistic, lifelike head. Kind of looks like the Terminator. Here is a Pixar computer. So this is an early Pixar computer, actually from early as 1988. Did not even realize Pixar was a company in 1988. So this some of the first computer animated imaging from Pixar made on these computers. Enter this room here. We explore the my favorite personal aspect of the Disney company, and that is the theme parks. And look at that. One of the original bobsleds from the Matterhorn at Disney. The Matterhorn bobsleds there. You know, I love the design here. Of course, definitely one of the most uncomfortable rides in the Disney parks. And actually, you sit at the ground, it really busts your spine. But it was actually I think technically the first steel roller coaster. So really ahead of its time. Original Disneyland ticket book. Of course, originally had limited tickets. You couldn't just ride all the rides. You had to purchase a set amount of tickets. The tickets were actually ranked, different levels. Attractions were not all equal. Different attractions required different tickets. And of course, e-tickets were the big tickets that would get you on the biggest, most exciting rides. But eventually they did away with that and just made the rides all-inclusive. There you have the Disneyland badge. #1, the first employee badge. This was actually Walt Disney's employee badge at Disneyland. This is a stuffed Mickey. Apparently was used in the opening celebrations of the very first day at Disneyland in 1955. Next to him we have, and it says automobile miniature. This is the ride vehicle for the dark ride Adventures Through Inner Space, which is closed down in 1985. Of course, this is the Omni Mover ride vehicle. Disney uses this same ride to this day for different attractions. Of course, probably best known as the Doom Buggy in the Haunted Mansion ride. Oh wow, we have a animatronic child from It's a Small World. I absolutely love that ride. I know it's not the most popular dark ride in the world, but I adore it. I adore going through Small World, and oh man, it's just cool being this close to one of these dolls. I've never, obviously never been this close up to one of them before. An absolute classic dark ride in my opinion. Oh my gosh. Talk about dark rides. Here is a devil from Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. This was from the Magic Kingdom version, the one that is sadly closed down in 1998. I have, however, I've been on the Disneyland version multiple times. Of course, this ride is completely bonkers. You know, you drive a car, you run from the cops, you drink at a bar, you crash into a train, you get sentenced to prison, and then the last scene you actually end up in hell with these little demons here. Very interesting theming for a Disney ride. But yeah, this is one of the red demons from the original Mr. Toad. So sad I never got to ride the original Mr. Toad at Magic Kingdom, but yeah, that is great. Great to see this here. Another great dark ride, the Peter Pan dark ride. It always has such a long line. It always has one of the longest lines in the park, despite being a classic attraction. Of course, the ride vehicle hangs from the top, what makes it different from a lot of dark rides. You sail in your pirate ship over London and Never Never Land. You see the model of Cinderella Castle there. Oh, we got Tinkerbell in the background there, setting off the fireworks. Oh, look at that. Pose with Goofy here. It says, "Greetings from Philadelphia." Timeline here, the different eras of Disney. See the stuffed Mickey Mouse there. 1950s and 60s. We have Davy Crockett's raccoon skin cap. Remember that theme song? Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. What did he do? He also killed a bear. He killed a bear when he was only 3, I think. And then this is the magic ring from the Shaggy Dog. Does that like turn you into a dog or something? 1960s and 70s. We have a Pooh for President hat there. You know what? If Winnie the Pooh ran for president this next election, I'd vote for him. The 1980s and 90s. Oh my goodness. It is the spell book from Hocus Pocus, kind of the Disney version of the Necronomicon. The eye there that would look around, bound in human flesh, was given to the Sanderson sisters by the devil himself, I believe. And then down here, a Binford paint stripper, of course, from the show Home Improvement on ABC. So an actual prop from Tool Time there. The 2000 and 2020s was not expecting to see this here. We have water bottles, sugar cubes, and grape drink mix from the Dharma Initiative from the television show Lost, which aired on ABC, owned by Disney. I was not expecting to see some Dharma Initiative items here at the Disney exhibit. Of course, the most recent Disney film to come out, at least I think it is. They probably have released another one by now. But the most recent Disney film, The Little Mermaid. We have the Dingle Hopper, the fork that Ariel uses to brush her hair, as well as a spyglass, both from the new Little Mermaid film. Then we end with Captain Marvel here at the Disney 100 exhibition as we exit through the gift shop. You can even get yourself a pair of Disney 100 ears there. Disney 100, the exhibition mouse ears. As we exit the Disney exhibit, we are here at Sir Isaac's Loft. See some like Rube Goldberg-like contraptions in here. This dragon's really cool here. It's actually an optical illusion. You probably can't tell, like from the way I'm showing it, but watch as I move a little bit, you can see it. See the dragon is actually inverted there. It appears 3D, but it is actually not. Yeah, it kind of messes your head. You can see like the dragon. You see reality folding in on itself right there as I move over to that side of the dragon. And this exhibit here is called Amazing Machine. Not sure what this machine does, but it's pretty amazing. They're windshield wipers. Now this really is amazing. This is an automaton that can actually write. All the mechanics contained in this box here. The automaton can actually draw a picture. Can actually create, looks like it's drawing a picture of a ship down there. Very fascinating. They actually look behind the automaton here into the box, seeing all the moving discs and gears there. Look at this, produced in 1976. This is the Apple I, the first Apple computer. There's the wooden keyboard there. It actually runs off of cassette tapes. Here's the 1987 edition, the Macintosh Plus. Says for the 5th anniversary of Macintosh, the team signed it there. You can actually see Steve Jobs' signature right there. Just the inner workings of a toaster. I believe it is time to exit through the gift shop. Now look at this, you get your own science ball here for 27 bucks. Take home your own plushie Ben Franklin from the Franklin Institute. Skeleton section over here. You can buy your own squishy human body. Just stick your finger in there and feel his intestines. And then bring home a brain as well. Some giant microbes. You got common cold, cough, earache, sore throat, and cavity in there. Even grab some delicious spaceman ice cream to take home with you. So thank you for joining me here today at the Franklin Thank you for joining me here today at the Franklin Institute. I really enjoyed the Disney 100 exhibition. They really did a good job of finding different artifacts for, you know, all the aspects of the Disney Corporation, from the early days of being an animation studios, the movies, and then of course my favorite part, the theme park artifacts. Really love the animatronic Lincoln head, the devil. They have the devil from Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Just some really cool stuff, some stuff I've never seen before. So definitely would recommend checking it out if you're a fan of Disney or the theme parks. And I believe it is going to go traveling. I think this was the first stop here in Philadelphia. I believe it's going to go to a couple other cities after this. But thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I travel to different roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more, we'll get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, as well as Cameo messages. Again, if you're interested in receiving a personal message from me or sending one to a friend or loved one, all the information to do that is in the description of this video. And all that helps keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.